learned in my journey is to listen. So many people don't listen. So many people are waiting to talk.
Yo, what's going on, brother? What's going on, brother?
Man, blessed, man. Top of the top, man. Back at it again.
Welcome back, man. I want to welcome you back to Behind the Lens. I really appreciate you supporting the platform and always having us out and keeping us up and coming with what you got going on and how you just always just spreading your wings somewhere. You feel me?
Man, once again, bro. Perfect timing. Remarkable alignment, bro. I ain't gonna let it go.
Say that again. Okay, so let's get straight to it, man. We ain't even gonna hold the people up. Off top, how does it feel to be back on the road, bro?
Man, it feel real good. Doing everything that we manifest, everything that we talked about, we said we gonna do. Yeah. We on the road to doing it, and man, it's just been a blessing, going through the roller coaster of it. So being on the road again, being in a place that's unknown, a place I've never been, it feels good. It's scary at times. I ain't gonna lie, I'm human. But I tell you, bro, it's the best scary feeling you can ever experience, man, for sure.
That makes sense. That makes sense. For
Yeah.
sure. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I know you now. You being back on the road, and last time we talked, we was on the east, we was on the west coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you transition from the west coast to go back home, how was your stay back home? Like, what was like some of the pros and cons of being back home?
Damn, that's a good question. It was challenging. It was challenging because I'll tell you a funny thing, man. Had a family member tell me, like, man, you've been gone 18, 19 years on the West Coast. Like, we don't know if you came back, you a murderer, anything. And I'm just like, yeah, and it's just like, just to have to reconnect, rebalance myself, to show people that in ways I have changed and in ways I haven't. You know what I mean? It's a lot of authentic ways that I grew up with that I still carry with me. That's important to me, that Pontiac gave me. You know what I mean? That I never let leave me, that I let represent me while being in Cali. So being back home, it's like, okay, now I have to show y'all that I'm still that. On top of that, want to have this ambition to be one of the best chefs in the world. So one of the pros, was reconnecting with family, was reconnecting with old friends, man, tapping in with people that I've never met before, who I've grown to love now.
Who just been watching your story, and when you came back, like, hey, bro.
Man, what's happening? It's just like, wow, like, that's how beautiful our city is, man. And like being said, small city, you know what I mean? Like, it meant everything to be able to comfortably, because some people can't go home, bro. You know what I mean? Right. To be able to comfortably go home, bro, and do my best. But the cons was, I was that chef that, I sold lobster rolls out of the extended stay off Featherstone. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was what I had to do, and I appreciated every moment of it. And I wouldn't change a thing about it, bro. When I couldn't find the right couch to sleep on, you know what I'm saying? But we know how we are when we trying to readjust coming back to the yak, But again, I still kept my dream strong in the middle, no matter where I was, whether I was on somebody's couch, my daddy house in the farms. I was trying to cook. I was trying to use somebody's stove, so I never let go of the vision, no matter how low I was.
Yeah. Really, like, that kept you motivated to keep pushing your brand and make your worth go up just by like just being home, and you just kind of you got to recreate yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what kind of kept you motivated, like.
Man, well, sitting up, sleeping up in chairs like this, just like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because every rest wasn't comfortable back home. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no going home to no bed, no guest bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, that's what kept me going. I knew I had 3 gigs that week. a wedding, a party here, a little intimate, you know.
Guaranteed.
It wasn't nothing guaranteed, and I was either making, a little bread to sustain to the next event, or to make sure I cover my hotel tag, to make sure I stay safe, so I can keep the vision going. You know what I mean? And some people will look at that crazy. Why you doing that? You should have filed for this to get your own apartment. But to me, I ain't want it that way. I ain't want to solidify myself and put my name on the release.
I ain't want to be here that long.
I ain't want to. Hey, it's always the next step.
So how long was you actually there?
So when I first came home, I was there for maybe like 2 months. Boom, back to Cali. Came home. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit still. Was there for about a good 8 months, maybe. But then I went to Atlanta. Right. Had a situation in Atlanta. Boom, man, I ended up in Memphis. Back to the Yak. I just kept coming back to the Yak, bro. So I couldn't get away. So overall, it's been a solid 2 years since 2020, before the pandemic began. Man, I was chopping strawberries with my bro, doing edibles. That's what really, really, really pushed me.
Oh, that's dope.
And from there, it was it.
Okay, so I was watching your story, and I was seeing like, yeah, bro must be on to something, man. I seen the train hook up. I said, okay, I done rode the train before, so I know that's very serene and tranquil. So it's a good place to get your mind right.
That's
what I'm saying. So even just having me here where we at right now. So how did you even come across this place? Like, what sparked that? Like, okay, maybe I should try this, or what? Like, let us know where we at. What we got going on here.
I'll tell you, being here, I know that God answered every prayer. That everything that I asked Him for is here. Right. I wanted to grow my own food.
Let us know where it's here.
You know what I'm saying? We're in Sheffield, Massachusetts, man. Stagecoach Stafford, Michelin star level restaurant attached to a beautiful Racebrook Lodge, man, with a beautiful Racebrook Creek running straight through the middle of the property, which we own, man. And it's just a lot of potential here. And it was the unknown that drew me. So how I got connected with the situation was, man, and my bro Wink can tell you, I screenshot it. I told him, I said, bro, look at my Indeed applications. I had 99 plus applications of people that have told me no, and that's how I'm looking at it. They told me no, or told me I wasn't good enough. Yeah, and so, or I had an interview, a virtual interview, and they couldn't afford, necessarily what my standards were. And I said a few things to myself. I need to be able to be stable, make sure a roof is over my head, and I don't care where it is, as long as the transportation is covered and I get to wake up and cook. I get here, that's what I do. I wake up and cook. I wake up, I pick out, and I lay out my chef clothes like the first day of school, and it's 7 days a week. They say, we're not here Monday through Wednesday, but I'm here Monday through Wednesday, preparing, creating menus. And so that's how I got connected. I set my price, I set my intentions, and being open to ownership and negotiations. But the biggest thing is the connections that I made. Had 5 virtual interviews of me and the brother just chopping it up. My man Casey Mead, Rothstein. Probably about after 5 virtual interviews, man, train ticket was in the email. Here I am. And that was the train you were seeing, man. It had the little room, on the train.
That's dope. So
and that was
what
that.
Position did you get hired for? You were
head chef, executive chef. So, which comes with so much responsibility. You know what I mean? Right now my partner is out of town, so right now I'm pretty much a hotel manager as well as a head chef. So, the integrity that comes with the responsibility is more than just plating pretty food. Putting me here, it put a lot of pressure on me. They tell me, get some rest, Jesse. Have you had a day off since you've been here? But for me, my rest is being in the kitchen chopping onions 3 a.m. when, ain't nobody here. I've been praying for this.
That's it. You've been praying for it. So,
man.
Quick, give us a run through, like a day, like just a quick, like how would you start your day?
Man, if I'm going to sleep, I'll call it a cat nap. And I'll wake up, open my eyes like 4:30. 5, thank God, before my feet hit the floor. Man, and get out the door, whether it be snowing outside right now, it's beautiful. As you can see, the sun is out. But whether it's snowing, I get in the kitchen, make sure it's clean. I start cleaning. That's the first thing I do. I make me a big pot of dish water in my sink, clean any type of overflow dishes, man. But other than that, I start prepping for the day. Prepare, make sure I got everything for my menu, make sure my station is set, my team start coming in. And from there, we communicate, make family meal, and then let's execute.
No, that sounds real productive.
That's it, brother. Yes, sir.
Okay, so being that you are USA chef,
Yes, sir.
internationally known.
Yes, sir.
If you had your choice
Receive that.
to pick a location, where would it be? Like far as would it be like the East Coast? Do you like being here cooking, or would you say like being home, Midwest, or or the West Coast? Do you like that? What type of vibe are you on? What would you pick?
That's such an outstanding question, man. All 3 places prepared me for each place. I feel like home prepared me in a way to where, like my my young dog told me before I got home, before I really got settled, he was like, man, you can't be cooking all that fancy stuff, man. We like it. We back home, baby. We like our chili cheese fry. We like our food sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm just like, that's okay, but my mission is different. I'm still accommodate, but you know what I'm saying? So it prepared me to say, okay, I still gotta cook for my people. I still gotta cook what they like. You know what I mean? You got Maya Cooley who take over hibachi. So I did hibachi one time, and I stopped doing hibachi out of respect. Because I'm like, nope, that's her lane.
You tasted her hibachi, you was like, man.
Let me go and chill out. And that's just out of respect. Let me go and chill out. And that's just out of respect, bro, because that's what home did for me. It connected me with my people I never expect to eat with. You know what I'm saying? And man, it was just a connection of the roots, bro. And West Coast is just a lot more.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
A sense of like just being able to know all these cultures, and like you said, like when you go home. Mm-hmm. Funny story, like I'm the plainest person who eat the plainest everything.
This is a fact.
Just to be able to disguise a swordfish, and I'm thinking I'm eating chicken breast.
This is a fact.
That's dope.
We broke a Guinness Book record, a Guinness Elite record.
The presentation was there. You just hey, if you don't ask, I ain't gonna say. If you ain't saying it's nasty,
I walked away smooth.
Yeah, man.
I ain't got time.
That was hard. That was real.
Yeah, bro, and it was an honor though, because that's just knowing your people. I know where my people come from. I know if I tell you a swordfish or octopus or something like that, and I put it in your face, like, bro, come on, try it. It's a tussle, like, nah. Yeah. But my people are spontaneous. They're adventurous. So it's more like it's an aftershock. It's an afterthought. And that's the connection that I feel like that moment made for me. Like, let me just drop this off and slide off. I don't even want to talk to you right now.
Right. Here.
And there you go, bro. And just that conversation, like, I knew that was going to happen, bro. I knew that moment was coming where I'm like, manifested, bro. I knew it.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to my question. Being that, like I said, you didn't prepare dishes on pretty much all 3, all the coasts.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So how is it like, excuse me, how is it adapting to like a West Coast culture, adapting to a Midwest culture, and adapting to an East Coast culture, coming from the Midwest though?
I think
how do you articulate that?
On the West Coast, I think I had opportunities where I had the right people leading me, and I had the opportunity to put myself in different positions, leave jobs, apply for this, try this. If it ain't work, I'll serve tables. It was Cali so big, as you experienced, man, that the opportunities are endless. So I was playing Monopoly out there, and so I was able to adapt there. I was able to do fine dining. I did Denny's. I did it all to the point where I'm like, nah, I want to do the best of the best. So Cali helped me find the best of the best to where I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go home. The challenge is Now I got to keep it a little bit more casual, a lot more comfort, but I'm going to give you the best ingredients and I'm going to still make it taste good. You know what I'm saying? Which, if you give our people some bad seasoning, that was a big challenge. Anybody in Pontiac, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan tell you your food nasty, just take that to the bank and stop cooking. Right. You know what I'm saying? They ain't hating. That's just, and that's why I stayed quiet. I never talked about I ain't got time to debate on how somebody feel about it. No, it's about what people want. And when people want good food, like I cooked for my man, Chef Timbo in LA. I asked him what he allergic to. He said nasty food. Right, so let's just get to the point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are some of the dishes you're creating here that got people like they trying to find you, just they shutting down like this whole little massive this Sheffield area? What is you preparing to got people just like rushing through the door?
This past weekend has probably been our busiest weekend, and over the past I think 3 or 4 weeks we've just watched reservations go, man, skyrocket. You know, and we a small team, so handling the pressure of that has been crazy. But I know what's been drawing them in has been fish and chips. It's a traditional dish, you know, but I feel like, you know, we develop it so well here. You know, we make sure our cod is fresh caught that morning. The day before we fillet it, we getting it that day. You know, so we making sure we getting top-notch everything. Fish and chips, for a minute, it was, what was really, really, really good? I probably have to say, people love the asparagus fries that I do, which a lot of people are not too fond of asparagus, but mac and cheese is a major hit. I can't put mac and cheese as a side dish because I don't like to do side dishes necessarily, but when I put it with an entree, I know for a fact I'm selling probably 50 side dishes of mac and cheese. Oh, wow, for a fact. And that's hard to do. And there's back to back. It's crazy, but I love it. I enjoy it.
Okay. So I'm asking like, what's next from here? But it's in the question to where like, I done seen you. Like I said, you done had me on the east. We done been on the west. We done worked on at home. I remember we did something back in Detroit. I want to see you doing some southern foods, man. I want to see you in the South somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you in St. Croix. You know, I want to see you cooking some Caribbean dishes.
You know what?
I think that should be like your next little vibe. We need to be doing this one somewhere in Houston or St. Croix somewhere.
Man, you know what? I don't see past that. I can certainly see myself in the Caribbean islands. I could certainly feel that just because of the flavors and the spices. Yeah. And more importantly, as we talked about on the ride, man, the culture. You know what I mean? To be able to impress those people, that culture with your food, because, I mean, they are already stuck in their ways. You know what I mean? They were already built to tradition. So to come from the outside to adapt, I think not only would be a challenge, it'll be an honor. So, you know, after the States, man, you know, ultimately the mainland, I would certainly love to go across the water, settle somewhere, especially being older. Yeah. Something small and intimate on the island. You know, I could see it too, bro. And we'll be a little bit more grayer, still fly though. And we'll be doing this again, you know, and man, because it's only going up from here, I promise. It's Michelin star bus.
Okay, so when we was out in Cali, I remember I asked you if you could compare yourself, your style of cooking to any rap album. I remember you gave me, I think it was Jay-Z and who was the other person?
Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt. Yes, right. I remember that. So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit this year. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So if you can compare the 2022 version of you, the recreated version of you, that's like right now, to any NBA player that ever played ball, tell me which player it would be and why, and how does that compare to your style? Man, right off the back, I'm gonna go straight to Brian. Straight to Brian, bro. But only because ever since we were young and we're all around that age, it's sort of like we watched Brian's career excel. And if you was a hooper, you can't even deny this.
LeBron James is living the dream that you always hoped you would live.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest about that. No matter when rings, 4 rings, LeBron James, as we was on our way 02, and he was on his way out, we know what was about to happen. And he was living everything that we dreamed about before our very eyes. Everything he manifested is happening before our very eyes. So I can definitely relate to that as far as chefing, because I feel like everything that I wanted and desired in this industry is happening before my very eyes. Not before the world's, but before my own, because it's important. I got to prove myself right first. Before I prove anything to anybody else, I got to show myself and validate me, and that's through hard work and work ethic. Staying asleep, waking up 4 a.m, perfecting my julienne onions. You know what I'm saying? Doing all the little things as LeBron James does to be the caliber player he is for as long as he's been it. So I want to do that for a really long time and be able to call my own shots. And here I am.
That's hard.
Here I am.
Okay, so if they want to tap in with you, how can they reach you, sir? Why don't you go ahead and plug them with your social media?
Professionally, man, we're at the Stagecoach Tavern, just as it sounds, the Stagecoach Tavern on Instagram, man. We're going to be doing a lot of nice reels, presenting our work. We're a dope team, man, real laid back. Everybody has their own character and flavor in this rustic environment, beautiful, old school, classic environment that was hand built by Dave Rothstein, an amazing architect who's done work all over New York, all over the East Coast, West Coast, you name it. And I'm just blessed to be a part of his vision. So, yeah, the Stagecoach Tavern, and my personal Instagram, Chef Jesse Holmes, Jesse, no I, Chef Jesse Holmes, just how it's spelled. So tap in with me and be a part of the journey. It's the journey through Holmes. Yes, Chef.
All right, I appreciate you tapping in, man. It's part 3.
Cheers. Cheers.